Welcome back, everybody, to our AEL High School Competition Marvel Rivals Term 2. Coming from me to you and Tony too. We are going to be breaking into some absolute banger games here today, Tony. And how you feeling about them?
Yeah, feeling great. The competition getting fierce throughout the later stages here, and I imagine this week probably going to deliver with even fiercer competition, Matt.
Oh yeah, fierce competition is exactly what we want, just like how we want to see some absolute bangers from our sponsors. So a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Big shout out to them and theirs. And
of course, HyperX and Officeworks power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
Serious play every single day. You know you love it. That's just the way, Tone. You know what else is the way? Indomie, the noodle partner, made with higher quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to each and every single one of our sponsors. You know them, you love them, and we appreciate their support. But speaking of support, Tony, you know what else we're supporting? These incredible teams in our competition, and we are going to be showcasing first today BSDE Infinity Stones taking on Phoenix Black in this best of 3 endeavor here. As we progress our way through the term, you know, the standings are shaking up, like the competition is certainly looking fierce. So very eager to see how these two teams fare. I believe our first map in contention as well is going to be Celestial Husk Domination. So excited for how things will kick off here. I hope they add more domination maps to the pool eventually. You know, I hope that that's a change we see in the future. Obviously, we just get a Doom map in this season of the game, but hopefully next season or there beyond, we get more Dom maps. You know, if they added 2 at once, I'd be absolutely thrilled. Or better yet, they add a Dom map and then they add back Royal Palace. Cinema.
I was just about to mention that. Absolute cinema. I was just about to mention Royal Palace. If they fix it up a little bit, it feels a little bit finicky at times, but of course should be a fun one if they add Royal Palace to the pool and something else maybe as well. Give us 2 for 1 in terms of the Dom maps, but we'll go to Celestial Husk, of course. Domination to kick it off between these two teams, Matt. It should be an exciting ban draft ahead, of course. A lot of priority picks that have been realized as we go later in this season. You know, a lot of heavy prioritization towards Rocket has been realized from a lot of teams. Star-Lord as well is pretty prominent, but Devil Dino always a mainstay that you probably have to take away first.
Oh yeah, 100%. They want to take that away as quick as possible, Tony. They do not want to deal with the Devil Dinosaur if they can help it. So, power to them there, but it is going to be the Emma and Invis on the protects this time around. So, not looking to deny anything further. Like Gambit still in the mix there. I do like how they're denying the Groot though. You know, they won't be able to play around that wall combat. Cloak also going to be taken away there. So, no Eternal Bonds this time. But there is more room for another protect now.
Yeah, what do you opt to protect? Maybe at or high? We, of course, have seen the Emma protect out on BSDE. Maybe they keep Black Cat. We see Tobias hovering that one at the current standings, but they're going to opt to keep the White Fox. Also a pretty prominent save, right? White Fox, Luna, go hand-to-hand in a map such as this, especially on Domination, where you probably want to play a little bit aggressively, and, well, Phoenix Black, they want to play with that Luna in their back pocket. It's interesting to see Gambit actually slip through the bans here a little bit. Final ban there from Phoenix Black. They don't want to have to deal with that one.
I know. They don't want to have to deal with that one at all, Mr. Tony. So, see what else is going to be locked out. Wow, Namor is actually going to be locked out this time. See you later. And we will not be seeing that one put in play, but we do see the White Fox Black Cat team up coming at you from Tobias and Renu there. So very keen to see what they can do with it. But I like the Magic cover coming out from CJ's Pyre there. I think that Magic's good. I think that Magic can definitely have their place in the game. So very excited for what they can do with that one. But great to see that they're playing around the Emma on for Koji there. You know, they got the Luna coming out, the Invis. So it's a pretty well-rounded composition, I'd say. But we'll see how it all goes now as our players get prepared for battle. Ready to saddle up, saddle in, and take this one for a spin on the Celestial Codex here. Ready to decode that one and see what might be lying in the vault. But speaking of the vault, Tony, I think BSDE here are going to have to unvault and unshackle themselves and really dig deep to take control early onto this one.
I'm going to have to really dial it in, of course. Not too worried about the dive potential here coming out of Phoenix Black, right? Especially with the fact that Divas on that Mantis can sleep a Magic that goes a little bit too deep, or even, of course, Zardi, if they opt to dive deep here with the Deadpool. So, of course, off to the race as we go. Both teams, of course, going to be racing towards the point. Tobias getting a little bit of early scouting here in with his Black Cat, getting a little bit of damage as well, chipping away with the swipes, and of course needing to farm up that those credits to get up to a pretty sizable total where you can use the ton of the Black Cat abilities, of course, and you know, maybe get a Helm Hades in there, slip through and get an Invis KO here or so. But, well, Phoenix Black, they're out of space early. BSD playing very front and forward.
Yeah, I like the presence being pushed forward from them. They are trading out, but I mean, in a battle of trades right now, you know, BSDE won't be able to get out on top. I say that now as they will find the double KO, but again, you know, having the player disadvantage here, not going to favor them whatsoever. Koji hunting them down as well. Good to play around the shield there. And Tobias is still delivering. They've managed to lock in a Hexa across the board. So just as soon as you think Phoenix Black are taking the counterattack, no. Tobias is the Reaper in name and nature there and finds a early Hexa. If this is a way to kick off our high school competition, we've got a hell of a day ahead of us, Tony.
Yeah, a hell of a day ahead of us, and yeah, Grim Reaper of the KOs that we see Tobias. He's got for a little bit more, hunting for another KO on towards the Invis. Looking for the potential of the White Fox as well. Thankfully for Phoenix Black, 3 strategists in play kind of helps them a little bit. Even if one were to fall, they'll finally take out Tobias there. But point percentage pretty highly capped here. Adult High as well, getting in the mix of things with the White Fox at the help of them. You're going to be seeing CJ get in there with a little bit of magic damage, chipping away, but of course point flips back to Phoenix Black. Now they have control of it. He's going to see a clobbering time come out of Rats, but it doesn't really do all too much here. BSD not able to capitalize on that one. Tobias with a double KO in the interim, and it's the White Fox turning it on, and BSD will cap it back, Matt.
Yeah, they'll cap it back there and ready to rack up more KOs in their favor. So, they've got a couple of key elements as well. Kumio Unleashed is ready. They've got the Soul Resurgence there, so they can sustain through a lot here. I think the thing they're going to struggle with, though, is if that CYA comes into play, they already lose the Rats on the thing as well. The Soul Resurgence is trying to sustain them through it. Does force out the Kumio Unleashed here from Phoenix Black, so this isn't actually the worst case scenario. Being back-capped, though, is, so they're going to be in a bit of trouble there. Will lose it out a little sooner than they'd hoped for, Tone, and Phoenix Black are ready to try and push them straight out here. I love the delay on that as well. They don't allow Tobias to get away. We'll get the staggered KO, and now everything's crumbling for BSDE here.
Everything's falling apart. Phoenix Black secure themselves some more KOs here. That's at least able to find one back, but well, Phoenix Black, a great percentage to cap their way through onto this one. Very aggressive penny nest being set up there, just out of line of sight here at BSDE. They didn't really have anything too easy to deal with that penny nest either. Of course, do have the Black Cat, might have to rely on the Mantis to take that one out, because the Black Cat, well, melee hero that they are, can't really get onto that nest as easy here. And we'll see a little bit of a dive in from both sides of things. AEL High and Koji trading blows with those Emma Frosts here. And a great choke slam coming out of Koji. He will secure that quick KO there onto Tobias, and now the rest of them can walk up, and Burbo Box getting in the mix of things as well with the rocket. Amplifier probably not even necessary in that one.
Yeah, maybe just, you know, putting some assurances forward, Tony, just to make 100% certain. I mean, they've seen what they're capable of before, but it looks like the Banhammer's coming down here, so Zadi going to do what they can, but not going to be able to do much more. Spider sweep, the Dark Child coming out from CJ's fire as well, ready to see what else will transpire here as the Rats now falls. Everyone else looking to follow there. They had a strange, they're going to be rearranged. KOs for days, and Phoenix Black fight back and take away that first capture point. So, well done, well played as they lock in the Celestial Codex, and we move on through to the next objective in the Celestial Hand. And open up, Tony. Let's see what's going to be on this one.
It's going to be strange from AEL High potentially. Swap up there could be pretty good at giving BSDE some cover as they potentially try to walk it in, but no, AEL High back to the Emma. And I don't mind the penny change up here from Phoenix Black, knowing that they feel a little bit more comfortable in controlling space with their composition, so they want to get that penny nest down and set themselves up in a good spot, a little bit of a choke-centric position as well, because BSDE is still running that Black Cat, so they're going to be trying to dive on in, and what deals with dive is a penny puck.
Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it? You know, they're able to really shut things down with the mines there. It does deal with a lot of that attacking presence, because they can't just dive in willy-nilly. You know, that's why you have a bit of trouble even playing into something like the Venom there, because they can just get shut down by that big burst of damage, and then they're able to lock things in with that focus fire. So it'll be good to deal with that. But speaking of dealing with things, we are going to be dealing with Zadi. Looking to bring out the dual ball and see if they can draw the sword and slice their way in first. Phoenix Black, though, going to be able to burst forward, but Zadi shuts down a Rat. So going to be good with that one, and a good with the capture as well. I love the pressure, but Diva McFryers rises up and will be able to pry away one of the opposing strategists here.
Apple's KO in the favor of BSDE. Pretty even fight, all things considered. Zadi just jumping around, slashing away with those katanas, and a ton of chip damage, and he has to be careful though, can't afford to overextend, drops back down to the point. There's a ton of bonus HP to use here. Zadi just farming up that HP bar, making it work though. Tobias has found Burbo Box, looking to dive onto the White Fox as well. You need to take out those strategists. Otherwise, the healing's pretty good here for Phoenix Black. Tobias needs to fall back. He needs to get away. CJ's fire will chase him down, though, and Phoenix Black still controlling the point. And that is some cheeky little movement out of the Rats there. Side actually coming through from AEL High. BSD aren't done with this fight just yet, Matt.
No, they're not done until they say they're done, and it's going to be the Kumio Unleashed there for Renu, and see what they can hit here. They will still be fighting on, but Koji now delivers a bit of pain there. So BSDE are forced to try and sustain through it, but they're being singled out again and again here. Reno struggling and will be fumbled down there. Tobias, the last one to try and rise up here. And it looks like they are just going to be looking for a swift escape, Tone.
Yeah, Tobias, he gets his one, right? Get it out there after taking Burbo Box, who just can't catch a break. Just so hard to deal with a Black Cat who's very versatile in the movement. And, well, we can see Cyrex actually coming out of Koji, trying to pull people back towards the point here. But for Phoenix Black, they now have to deal with the Spider Sweep coming through here from now. They will go back to the point, though. With that penny pocket, Tobias does have the calling card available. Some great shots coming out of Zadi there. Amplifier as well, and the Spider Sweep dealing a ton of damage, getting those mines out. And we can just see that BSD are staggering towards the point one after another, and these KOs are coming quickly here for Phoenix Black. Chokeslam going to come through, and CJ will pick that one up. And Matt's Phoenix Black in two here on the Celestial Husk. Well
done, well played, as they will be able to lock it in there. That is going to be absolutely perfect stuff coming through from them and theirs onto that one, Tony. So, yeah, got to give props where it's deserved onto this one. You know, I think they did a great job. And, yeah, a really good start. BSDE, though, they showed that they had a lot of fighting spirit behind them. So, really got to give them some props as well. I think that, you know, they're certainly showcasing a lot of their capabilities. And I love to see it. Really do. But I think that they cut it close in a lot of instances, especially when they opened up with that Hexa from Tobias, right, Tone?
Yeah. I was just about to comment on Tobias's performance. They're very sharply played there on the Black Cat. Just unfortunate they couldn't get the rest of it going. They kind of peaked a little bit too early, as we sometimes say in the industry, Matt. And unfortunately for Tobias there, hopefully we can shake that one off, right? Black Cat still looked pretty good throughout that map. 15-5 there for Tobias in the KO feed. So not a bad performance out of him, but you know, we need the rest of BSDE to bolster around Tobias. They need to build up and continue to play into that team play that we saw out of Phoenix Black there.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to play into it, you know, give it their best. It looks like they're locking in their next map now as well. Convoy is going to be Midtown there, so good to see that BSDE have looked to choose that one through, and side probably going to be chosen by Phoenix there, so keen to see how it goes. Looks like our draft's going to be locked in now, actually. They're real quick to it, Tone. Wow. And here we go.
Yeah, very quick.
They're keen to play.
Keen to play, yeah, we love to see it. Very quick. Straight back into the draft we go. Midtown, a very fun one. Convoy, of course, now no longer domination. Of course, some teams are pretty domination-centric. I like to use the word dom merchants, Matt. Some teams are pretty good at domination. Then they kind of fall off on Convoy and Convergence. But, early Black Cat save here for BSD. They feel comfortable with it. Tobias showed good form, so they're going to opt to keep it here. Phoenix Black, I'm very interested to see the Iron Fist be banned. The first time for both of these maps here. Phoenix Black really don't want to have to deal with that pick. They'll lock them more in just in case the dive comes in again as expected. Of course, the Black Cat going to be there. So Namor's a pretty good answer to what Tobias could be bringing here.
Yeah, and I'm curious if they're going to play into that classical Deep Wrath team up, right? Because it hasn't been phased out of the game, like, albeit it doesn't have as much power as it used to, but it's still a very valuable team up. You know, they can definitely take advantage of the undead squids there and look to, yeah, just try and zone things out accordingly. So really interested to see how, I guess, the pseudo 6.5 v5 will go, you know, with the squids, or 6.1 maybe. Yeah, they're going to have a lot to do there. It looks like BSD are playing into that team up again. Big focus around the Black Cat, the White Fox there, hitting those protects through. We do see Phoenix Black cracking through with the Thing protect here. So, okay, potentially trying to see if they can match Arats onto that one. And they have zoned out Gambit now. No one played Gambit into the last map, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it almost feels like a waste of a ban. But speaking of what's not a waste of a ban, Hella being taken out means the Deep Wrath team up, I talked up, is not on the table at all. Goodbye, and hello to the Ultron show.
Ultron, the box here. Don't mind that, actually, considering, you know, they've been playing... Oh, okay, moving away from the triple strategist lineup here. They're going to be just playing default 2-2-2. Zada Killer actually he's thinking about it. Namor could be good, you know, dealing with that Black Cat dive potential, but of course a lot of options open if they want to go a different way. BSDE actually taking a page out of Phoenix Black's book. They're going to opt for the triple strategist. Matt Luna, Mattse, and actually White Fox. So... kind of not a bad composition, right? You get, I feel like, a lot of chip damage out of Luna and Mantis, and then of course the Black Cat to follow it up, and a little bit of aura posing here from Enid. I like that.
Yeah, I love that from Enid Sinclair there. So potentially maybe a favorite character off another thing there, but we love to see it, as we are going to be jumping in to Midtown now. I love that this map's coming out because we saw so much of it in the past, right? But it almost feels nostalgic now with how much less we see it into the modern day. So great to see it coming in to play here. see what Enid is going to be doing now. Looking to hit some big haymakers there. Looking to knock them into next Wednesday. We'll see if they can play into this one accordingly. But we talked about the squids before. They're already on deck here. Spear injecting a ton of damage, but BSDE are finding all the opening KOs here. Already turn the tides in their favor, and they are not even close to being done, Tony. We'll see if they can lock something down a second as, ooh, Phoenix Black are playing into that Chains team up.
Yeah, the strange and magic combination here, and the KO still going towards BSDE, and we can see that off of the Black Cat now, maybe towards the Black Panther. Tobias going to be changing tune here. Koji walking it up, but it's all coming out of the Luna from the backside of things there. Koji softening up these KOs. Dude, McBride knows fate here, just wants to reset for this next fight. BSDE will start to lose a little bit of percentage, though. They did stall for a little bit, so time off the clock, just that little bit from Phoenix Black here.
And Tony, I've noticed something peculiar, or maybe not. Black Panther's coming out right now, so they are relying on King T'Challa himself. See if they can get some value out of this. You always love to see a bit of BP breaking into the mix, and might even see a little more from here. If they steer the conversation accordingly, taking it easy. Kumiai Unleashed as well from Renu. Let's see if they can take away their enemies here, but they're taking a lot of punishment all the meanwhile. And CK's Pyre looking to dial it up a notch. Psionic Seduction coming in. Could see the Dark Child in a second to combine as well, but no, they're not even going to need it there. They're actually working this out accordingly. So I love the sustain coming through, forcing out the Soul Resurgence now as well. BSDE are desperate to push this mission vehicle, but I mean, it's like trying to throw things out for the sake of it, and yeah, it's not getting the value that it needs there. So I respect them trying to stall, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, beautiful grab out of Koji there onto Arats as the Soul Resurgence times out here from BSDE. And yeah, it's interesting to see the Black Panther come through. A little bit harder, I feel, to dive, especially with the fact that Zadi's still on this Namor, and you know, Namor, as we've seen, pretty good at that anti-dive, shutting down aggressive plays that BSDE could go for here. Koji just holding up on that front line, getting that charge for free all the way up to 85, almost 100 now. CJ the Spire in the background. He doesn't even need the Dark Child. It's the one-shot combo onto Diva McBride.
Locking it down with the dance floor as well. So going to be a nice old party for the moment. Diva McBride now going to be the only one online and will be forced to try and roll back and see if they can launch a counter-attack with the dance floor of their own here. But I mean, even if they bring that out, all that's going to buy them is a few seconds, really. I think that the key thing here is to charge up as many of their teammates as they can and maybe try and contest them, but they might just give second checkpoint here and look to play this next checkpoint instead.
Just surrender and live to fight another day here. We'll see. So they come out there from Arats on towards the Doctor Strange. Enid Sinclair not going to be too worried though. Just going to be kind of around the mission vehicle. And another 2 minutes on the board here for Phoenix Black. As, you know, not really getting tested all too hard here. Of course, BSD is still tinkering with the composition a little bit. Going to be the Daredevil here for Tobias.
Yeah, Daredevil coming out onto this one. Love it to see the Devil getting let out. Maybe trying to see if they can push the magic back with that one. It's good for the scouting as well, you know, playing around their senses there. Keen for whatever they can use that one for. They've already lost Renu though, so big problems are already being faced to them. Psionic Seduction puts them into the vortex there, and they're not even close to being done. Arats are trying to play around the environment right now. Might just get KO'd out accordingly here as they push them back as far as they can. And this is really great for Phoenix Black, you know, just claiming a lot of territory on this one, not allowing BSD to really revive at all, and just keeping them basically imprisoned in their own spawn.
Yeah, they're just kind of funny and hard to walk out and take up all too much space here. Darkchild going to come out here from CJ in the backside of things. A quick KO there. Diva McBride thought he had his teammates covered there. It's Jeff coming out quickly there, spits out the team. Doesn't really find all too much success. Silence They're coming out from AEL High with Sonic Seduction, and Soul Resurgence coming through here from PSD. They've got a lot of tools here to hold down this mission vehicle at this final meter here, Matt.
A lot of tools. Agamotto going to be the tool in play, though. And looking to take more as well. As they stall it out at the last second here. Enid going down. A good reaction from Tobias here. Trying their best to pursue the Jeff as well. They've got the Devil they can let out, but I mean, it could be too little too late by the time they get it out, and it is. They pop the button, but they're dropped down accordingly. So, a great push coming out from Phoenix Black there as Herbie pushes the full distance, and now we see the flip over to BSDE to try their own attacking side.
Let's see what BSDE can bring to the table here. Strong play out of Phoenix Black, just consistent performance out of them. And, ooh, okay, we're going to be changing up a few things. Of course, Enid still going to be on that Doctor Strange, but I saw the potential for Spider-Man there from Koji for a second. It's still there. And for BSD now dipping their toes a little bit deeper into the duelist pool, of course, of heroes. We do have the Bucky coming out from David McFry's. Tobias swapping over the Phoenix. A little bit more standard what we're used to seeing that.
Yeah, it's a bit stock standard, you know. They're trying to change things up, I suppose. So interesting that they're going towards a more traditional composition in that way. But I'm kind of worried when I see Koji on the Spidey. Because if I see a Spidey, I know that they're going to be going for some absolutely devious get-over-heres. And, yeah, they're going to be pulled over in a big way, I'm sure. They're already discussing the evil plans. You know, they're scheming how they're going to approach this one, Tony. And I reckon they could eat up a KO in just a second here.
It could be a quick one. Probably targeting a Rats, right? Especially with the fact that that Cloak and Dagger can get out a lot of healing input. First have to deal with the squids, though, from Zardi. So they're going to be distracting away from Koji. He's looking still deep in that room here, looking for a quick pull onto actually going to be Diva McFry's taken out there by Zardi. Quick KO. And setting up the squids in a pretty hard position to deal with here. Don't get over here from Koji, just kind of hanging out and watching as the rest of the fight unfolds here in front of the spawn from BSDE.
Going to be looking to do what they can here. Just try and get the spawn break if they can manage it. CJ's Pie going down there, so that's an issue. At least they have the BRB, though, to bring them straight back. So they can afford to go for some semi-aggressive plays here. You know, try and work around the BRB. Even if they lose a player or two, they can still kind of hold it. And it's good to build time off that, but now BSDE are starting to form those cracks there. AEL High doing a great job on the Magneto, you know, utilizing the Bulwark shield there. Looking to see if they can get anything else as well. Just slip anything they can through the cracks there. We'll be able to maximize Burbo boxes down. So this is the perfect start because there's no more BRB to play into. They still got CJ's Pyre to worry about on that magic, though.
Yeah, you still have to worry about CJ, especially with that magic, but unfortunately no Strange team up there. Of course, Enid did swap off to the thing here, but still able to maneuver with that magic pretty comfortably. Gonna try and walk up. Great right there out of CJ, getting a lot of damage through here. Trying to combo out AEL High, but the mag needs so a little bit harder to take out. Diva will cut down the play. The Kumio here for Reno as they walk up here, man.
Yeah, breaking it out with Proteus as well there, clobbering time up top, and going to be trying to shut down a rat. Oh, there we go. Left, right, good night, and sending them straight into Wednesday again. And we're going to see if they can dial it up a notch as well, forcing them all the way back, and they will shut down Reno. So, great job from Phoenix Black there, cracking through the offense and turning them back on defense. Diva McFry's, though, trying to rise up. Tainted Voltage coming up to see the spectacular spin, and they will take away a win on 1 KO, but they're going to be brought straight back after they get made a casualty there. So good for the BRB. Still, they're taking a ton of punishment here. I mean, it's doing a great job to charge up the strategists, but speaking of strategists, they got an Eternal Bond to worry about, and they haven't responded with the CYA yet.
CYA going to be coming out just yet here. They're just happy to play a little bit more in the neutral. Don't have to burn all too many ultimates. Darkchild actually going to come out here in a perfect slash, dash, and thrash there from CJ Spire. They'll get a ton of damage out to Bias. Over the Black Cat. We'll see Kraken impact from Diva. McFry's looking for a reset now. And Zadi able to dodge it out. So no reset available here. We won't go again, Matt.
No, we won't go again. Maybe not ever again. We'll see how things go, though. So we move it on up now. We do a scrub past them. Tobias prepared to shut them out on the height here. Oh, that poor rocket.
Oh boy.
Gonna be socking it out, you would think, but no, Burbo Box just maneuvering this one. Oh, down it. They get stuck on the cash register and not having any bills to pay. So, gonna be the ult stack up from VSDE now, desperately trying to crack their way through, but no, the dance floor comes out. The Meteor trying to shut him out, but no, I Love Cold Sober is stuck in the shop there and will evade danger accordingly.
Yeah, great dodge there from I Love Cold Sober, knowing that Luna is probably the win con in this fight right now here for Phoenix Black. But they are falling slowly but surely. The CYA comes out from Burbo Box a little bit late. A lot of the team have already been taken out here. They've already been KO'd, and BSDE now, this is their best chance now in overtime to tick it and move it forward. Spectacular spin coming out from Koji. That is going to be quick to pick up here. Has to be careful though. Tobias still floating around this mission area and this mission vehicle. Koji though will find the triple.
Will find the triple, looking to ripple it up as they will find even further. Good Gayos over the top of Phoenix Black there. They lock him out, lock him in, and it's going to be a nice 2-0 in favor of Phoenix Black there. But you got to pay respect to BSDE. They definitely put in a good show there, good showing. They did what they could with what they had. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough into this one, but they still gave it a good red-hot crack there. So, speaking of crack, you see a crack Spider-Man. Koji, gonna lock in the MVP. That's not something you're going to see every day, folks. So make sure you take in and soak in the memory of this Spider-Man MVP here. You got to love it, right, Tony?
Yeah, I got to love to see it there. Koji showing a little bit of flexibility, right? You know, we see the ammo from them throughout this series, but, you know, we finally got to see a little bit of magic. Got it on towards the Spider-Man there, towards the second point. And props to Koji, props to Phoenix Black. Very, very strong series out of them, all things considered. You know, they showed a lot of different character picks, a lot of different heroes in the pool. And I guess that's where a lot of teams find success, Matt. A game such as Marvel Rivals definitely allows a little bit more flexibility. And the teams that have had success, especially in the competitive season that we know, have shown that flexibility, and that's why Phoenix Black were able to get it across the line today.
Yeah, they showed a lot of adaptability there, weren't afraid to experiment with their compositions, and it paid off accordingly. So big shout out to them and theirs on the win there. But speaking of wins, everybody, that's our first series of the day done and dusted. We got another one to set up right on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Term 2 Marble Rivals Competition with Mattse and 2-Tap Tony. Oh, yeah. And Tony, just like how energized we are right now, we got some energetic gameplay coming at ya. In a second, it's going to be SPLC Panthers taking on SCSC Neil Pheasants. And we're starting off on Bernard T'Challa, Tony. How you feeling about this one?
Bernard T'Challa to start off. That is going to be a very exciting one to see. Not one we normally get to see, but should be a fun one nevertheless. Very strategic map. You know, a lot of teams wanting to go for holds and such on this one. So, yeah, I imagine this one between these two teams is going to be pretty competitive.
Well, speaking of competitive, we're getting into the, or arguably most competitive part of the game. You know, the game of chess, if you will, into the draft here. So, well done, well played. Let's see how things go, as the Devil Dinosaur is going to be the first one not to be played, and the Moon Knight is going to be banned out here in combination, Tony. So, Strange now going to be pushed onto the Protect there. I love to see it. We'll see what's next.
And we'll see what's next. No more lock here for SCSC, and well, taking away the Devil Dino, pretty good ban for the ban draft, Matt. But again, you know, it's interesting that we're kind of seeing the same flavor from both of these teams that we saw from the last one. Not that instant Gambit ban that we're expecting.
Yeah, it's not going to be the tale as old as time. It's a whole new chapter in AEL High School, Tony, and you know what? Maybe this is the trend heading towards Season 9. Maybe, or 8.5. Maybe this is it, you know? They've got ahead of the curve strategies right here. Just like our Punisher Protect right now, coming at you from Praise on to this one. And Praise has been raising absolute hell on that Punisher in games prior, so very keen to see them do it all over again. But I like the response from them with the fact that they banned out the Hella to kind of make the Namor less useful in terms of playing into team-ups and things of the like. But I like the things that are being banned out from SCSC as well. They're prioritizing the most high power, high potential picks into the current season here. So Phoenix being taken away, Gambit being taken away. It does shake things up a little bit. So SPLC going to have to adapt and see if they can conquer their way forward accordingly. And Storm. Wow. Never thought I'd see the day, Tony, but Storm is gone.
Yes, Storm getting taken out of the mix here is a little bit of an interesting one. Definitely wasn't expecting that at all here. Maybe, you know, SPLC, they don't have to deal with the potential SCSC Storm that we aren't too familiar with ourselves. Saint going to be hovering the winner as well. There's also going to be Hawkeye. Matt,
they're playing for the vibes.
Play? Yeah, playing for the vibes.
I think so. We need a Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it all out.
Please. Make it all happen. I'm ready, mate. I'm so ready. But we'll see just how ready we're going to be as we jump into the game here. Oh, Juno. Going to be practicing on the target or the statue. I don't know. The warrior. Yeah. Outside of spawn there. So just look at how good old no, Mr. Landlord, why did you switch off Hawkeye? How could you? No.
We've been betrayed, man. We've been betrayed. I was hoping for a Hawkeye.
Oh,
wait, hold up, we're back.
He's baited us. Let's go.
We've been baited and now we're so back. Lunar Cloak, of course, going to be walking out here. Interesting that they're going to be only rocking with the Groot as their solo vanguard, so going to be a lot of reliance there on Stress Shrub to get on in. Red Gruwall, they're going to be blocking it out. Carpet Tunnel getting on in the mix of things. Forcing a little bit of punishment there out of the Punisher from Praise. Of course, you want to deal with Praise, as we said, has been playing a pretty good last few weeks on that hit scan roll here for the SPLC Panthers.
Yeah, doing a really great job so far, and keen to see if they can continue. Oh, trying to scan ahead, getting the shotty out on that one. Not working so good long distance there, but doesn't matter. Hyper going to be propelling themselves into action. Saint, ooh, the battle of the snipers, and they will pipe their way through it. So well done to Saint onto that one. Praise going to do a great job as well. Just absolutely bouncing their way through this one. Shutting down the squids as well there. It's great to see Hyper is flexible as well, and it do lock down the triple. But yeah, it's great to see Hyper's playing the Vanguard this time. We've seen them on Strategist before, having a really great presence on the Jeff there. So I love the flexibility of this team right now, Tony.
Yeah, it's a very interesting composition coming out here from SPLC Panthers, and of SCSC. We're going to be on a change up here, bringing the Penny out to play, and you don't normally see attack Penny unless you already have percentage on the point here, because Stressed does have that Strangling Prison to play with here. Yeet Turtle, of course, holding onto the Eye of Agamotto. They do have a ton of ultimates. Strangling Prison come out, immediately answered by Fate of Both Worlds.
Yeah, I love how they still committed to the combination there. Didn't work out, unfortunately, but Praise are going to be able to push things up right now. Final Judgment. Oh, so close to finding Carpet there, but the Carpet does slip under the rug, so going to be able to at least draw out the rest of their enemies, taking out the egg from Penny as well. Juno doubling down, but it's going to be the double down on the other side too. Going for the no-scopes there. I see what you're playing for, Saint there. Trying to see if they can play like FaZe Clan of old. We'll see if they will be living into this one and absolutely going MLG on it. But they are going to be looking to hit some more shots, Tone, and somehow they haven't been zoned out yet. Spider Sweep coming through right now, though, with the Eternal Bond. It could be the time for them to change it up.
Yeah, Kubio coming out. What a Proteus there from Chair Knight as well, and that will be Juno taking out of the picture. Chair Knight and Overcooked Bird. Carpet Tunnel getting involved in the Spear of Retribution there from Shrub getting it going here. SCSC able to capture percentage. SPLC, they get to 99, but now this is where SCSC can set up. As you see, Penniness going to be in a hard to deal with corner. Well, for SPLC now grouping back up on the walkout here, and they're going to have to take a little bit of a different approach here, because of course that entire left-hand side is being held by SCSC.
Yeah, they're doing a good job to hold on to the space there, you know, forcing them to consider other options. Speaking of, Carpet absolutely tunnels in on those KOs there, so going to be a great way to funnel them out of contention here. Like, they're forced into this initial choke point, and they're not really doing anything to deal with the Iron Fist here, so going to be a few problems faced before them, but I like the change up from SPLC now. They're playing into the Star-Lord here, still bringing out Saint on the Punisher there, but still need to see if they can dial something through. The Galactic Legend certainly could be a difference maker here, but there's still more that they have to work around. Speaking of, Freedom Charge now looking to barge straight onto the mission area. Tony, here they come.
Here they go. It is going to be Freedom Charge charging them forward here. Juno getting the claws in, getting a little bit of damage. Chair Knight going to be on 3 points of HP. And gets a little bit of a backhanded compliment there. Rowdy as well, securing some quick KOs, and overtime ticks, and point flips back to SPLC. Mr. Yeet Turtle going to be walking that one up, but Juno collects that KO. And interesting to see that Mr. Yeet Turtle opted to keep that Eye of Agamotto. Didn't really need to use it there for Warrior Falls. And SPLC up 1-0 here on this Burn into T'Challa map.
Yeah, great start coming through from SPLC. They will be able to capture the Warrior Falls there. Now moving into the spaceport. We'll see if they can use the port in question to get onto the mission area early. And I see you, Chair Knight. I saw that Scarlet Witch hover there. I know what your game is. Trying to see if you can get a reality erasure straight on the mission area. I see you. They're going to be playing Namor now, though. Not going to play with the Ella. That's banned out, but they can at least play into the Squids there. And we have seen the Squids do great work in our previous series, so keen for more of that. Speaking of more of that, though, Hyper on the Venom right now. I love how they're continuing these dive-centric heroes here. They do have Mr. Yeet Turtle to kind of hold things down on the front line, and Saint's gone on to the Black Widow, so they're continuing for the vibe zone, but no, they're just trolling us. They're going to be playing Punisher. No more vibing. Only thriving here. Let's see how they drive things in as the mission area is unlocking in 20 seconds now. Both teams need to find the early presence before they can collect a bit of percentage.
Yeah, they're going to be fighting for the high ground here. Of course, just controlling space is your first objective before taking on to the mission area. Carpet tunnel and some good swings in. Praise sheet. Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say definitely spotted him up there. Carpet tunnel hiding, meditating, trying to get himself sensor here. Shrub around the back though with this Angela trying to harass a few members of the back line here. That is going to be the spider nest spotted here by Praise. Needs to be careful though. Overcooked looking to secure that one. Agamotto locks in place. Overcooked though, so trading 1 for 1 here. And the spider sweep here from SCSC might be good at holding the point down.
Yeah, gonna be good to hold it down for the moment. All the ults being popped though. SCSC desperately trying to hold on, sustain through this one, but I mean they can only do so much. You know, the living chi does allow them at least a bit more time to their name, but not going to be able to take aim at anything more. So they will be forced out. TP looking to come through from Mr. Landlord though, and they're ready to claim their rent over the mission area.
They're going to be claiming percentage now, and ultimates of course going to be charged up. Final judgment going to be coming out here from Saint. Still trying to walk it up. Of course they're going to have to deal with the cloak and dagger. Oh, hello, Namor in the corner. Sorry, that is Overcooked Bird actually going to be in the corner. That's the Luna. I thought it was the Namor for a second, but Namor also going to get taken out by Rowdy. Praise flexing the muscles with the 150 ammo Star-Lord that now of course this season allows. And the point percentage was actually back up for a second there. I believe it was from the Angela. So STSC sneaking away. The point percentage goes back to SPLC, and they'll continue this fight here in this choke.
Yeah, they'll continue to make big strides there. Hyper and Co putting on a show here. The back cap are going to be disengaged there. So unlucky for Sardine. They're sent back to the ocean. And that's not going to be the right potion there, but the claps certainly are. The applause will be great for Rowdy there. And it will be able to lock it down. I like how Mr. Yeet Turtle is subtly scouting as well, just holding the off angle there around the corner. And ready to hold them down in the choke point here. But I do see the back cap potentially being attempted by a Carpet here. The dance floor is coming out, and they might get met by Praise. There you go. The back cap is in order tone.
The back cap in order here. Percentage builds. And a lot of Proteus coming out. Mr. Yeet Turtle getting taken out of the picture. Praise still around here. Does have that Galactic Legend. Percentage is still going because Kumio on the mission area from Juno allows this one to continue to build. Final Judgment now going to come out as well from Saint, hiding in the background, trying to find this Angela. Angela going to be slipping away. Pretty hard target to deal with. So turns attention to Overcooked Bird. 99 go 100, and Carpet Tunnel not quite able to push Matt. And it will be Burner to Charlotte captured here by SPLC.
Yeah, it will, Tony. Great start from SPLC, locking it down in 2 capture points and no more. So, well done to force their opponents out there. Juno, going to be able to take away the MVP onto this one. I thought maybe it would be Praise or maybe Hyper there, but no, Juno taking it away. So, love to see it. And going to be able to pay dividends for them and theirs there. There was a Mr. Fantastic change at the end as well. Maybe a little foresight to the future of the series. Well, I hope so. We love to get bouncy, don't we?
Love to get bouncy on it with Mr. Fantastic. And yeah, maybe we see that going into the next one here. But of course, for SPLC, happy to put that first one on their board. And well, for Matt, a way to start here on this one for domination. SPLC, it was a lot of I guess worrisome signs early on. They lost a little bit of that early momentum, but then they were kind of able to bounce back, lock in, especially on that second point there. They were getting back capped a little bit, and you know a team, if they're getting back capped, you probably it's a wake up call for most of these teams, right? Yeah,
wake up, Jeff. Or so they say. But we are getting our next map in play. It is going to be Spider Islands on Convoy. They're not mucking around again, Tony. They're looking to get straight into it. Okay. And let's get to it. So we are into our draft. Yeah. Fast ones, fast ball special.
Maybe.
You see it now. Wolverine?
Potentially.
Maybe. Maybe not. With no Phoenix, maybe not. But Punisher banned first this time and Moon Knight to follow. So not locking in on the Devil Dinosaur, but they are locking down the Phoenix. So maybe we could see Primal Flame after all.
Yeah, Primal Flame potential here. Phoenix, of course, pretty prevalent in the current competitive meta, right? MII, MRCs. Even in my ranked queues, Matt and Platt, we see a lot of Phoenix. And Phoenix is quite an overbearing character to deal with if you're not quite prepared for it. But for SCSC, again, going over towards the Namor seems to be a staple. Also, Bloodstone going to be banned out. Not one it feels weird to say we haven't seen that ban in quite a while.
Yeah, and it almost feels like we went back to last season for a second there almost. But I can kind of see where they're coming from with it, right? Especially on a map like Spider Islands, you know, there's a lot of open space, a lot of opportunities where they can just use that Apex Predator, the Glatrox, to kind of throw their enemies off the map. So I completely get it. You know, I think that they could even use Angela effectively. Like, we saw them try it out for SCSC into last map there. It didn't work out, but maybe this one, there is that opportunity. Same with Spider-Man. You know, a lot of environmentals that could happen. Devil Dinosaur will be saved by them, though, so good protect on that one. White Fox going to be locked away this time, though, shutting down Juno here, so not going to see any team-ups this time around that one, but we do see Gambit, at long last, shut away from play.
Yeah, it felt weird that we got, again, this far in the ban draft, and, you know, the staples of what we normally see, Phoenix, Rocket, Gambit, and, of course, Devil Dino getting pretty much almost get let through. And for SCSC, they're currently tinkering with some interesting things. Keeping that Namor up means that Mr. Landlord can bring that one to play. And of course, as well, they get a Loki here, so they'll get that Cloak Loki copy. And for the side of SPLC's, showing some signs of something interesting. Rowdy, of course, getting a rock out with the Devil Dino. And, well, how's he going to be rocking out? Ooh, no, Squirrel Girl is interesting.
Okay. Squirrel Girl coming out there. Keen to see if that one can work out for them. You know, maybe the Tsunami looks to come into play here. Very keen to see if they can lock that one down, maybe get some potential on that. We have seen Squirrel Girl work, at least in our ranked games, before its own, so keen to see if it will work out here as well as we do jump in. The unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami. That's what I want to see. Not yet, though. But for now, we get both teams into the fray, and Sawsy already ready to shoot out some of their bullets there. See if they can sling things into action, get some traps down, and maybe lock in an initial opening here. Speaking of, Rowdy. Oh, hook, line, and sinker, forcing out the bubble there from Mr. Landlord. Hyper already going down, so it's good opening KOs in favor of SCSC here.
Yeah, some great KOs open it up here, and for SCSC, going to be, of course, using that mission vehicle to play a little bit safer. Carpet tunnel. Going to be hiding away. Going to get kidnapped there by Rowdy for just a quick second. Praise. Is that DPS Luna going a little bit deep there? Able to get away with 7 points of HP. Praise feeling cheeky already to start this one off here on Spider Island.
Yeah, it looks like it's not Duelist Adam Warlock anymore. It's Duelist Luna coming in into this one. So I kind of love it. But I spoke on Angela before. It looks like Stressed is actually looking to play that one here. So we'll see if it works out for them, because so far SPLC have done a decent job to kind of just hold them down. You know, they're playing around the body barrier there, but SCSC are now getting a bit of presence, but SPLC are somehow stalling them on the mission vehicle, so they've been a bit cheeky. How have they not spotted Praise? What is going on, Tony? This is crazy. Yeah. They're just kind of chilling.
Yeah, this... Oh, wait.
No way.
No way. You can't let your Luna... You can't let your Luna 1v1 the Devil Dino. There's no way. Oh, Praise. He's caught in a little bit of a rock and hard place. Will finally get taken out. Actually going to be stolen away by Sardine there. So, well, the Carpet needs to be on the lookout, though. That is one feisty Luna that is in play here for SPLC. They are slowly pushing this mission vehicle. We'll potentially see the portal. Mr. Yeet Turtle to get them back. No, doesn't have the time for it. Doesn't get up in time. SCSC, first point captured.
Yeah, well done to them and theirs. They get the first checkpoint locked in. And now could even lock in more. I mean, they've got almost all of their ults to their name as well. So if they're feeling feisty, they can really bring things up a notch. But SPLC are kind of going first onto this one. They're bursting onto the scene, shutting down the squids there, and looking to just continue. Eternal Bond coming out to try and bring SCSC back, but I don't know if it was necessary at that point. I feel like they could have conceded a bit of time there to reset, and then go for it with the rest of their team.
Definitely could use some time to reset. Hyper and Sog Inferno trying to find a quick secured KO. Praise as well. Going to be using that Ice Arts walking up. Trying to get more damage out. That's the, I guess, the upside of playing with the Lunar Snow, and especially one like Praise who's more happy to play aggressively, is you get a little bit more out of the Luna with damage output, especially with the Ice Arts here, since Alcy's just going to be playing pretty far back. Does have that Tsunami if necessary here. And SCSC, though, are slowly getting drowned out of space here, Matt. We see SPLC walking up and Praise. This is very, very deep in enemy lines.
Yeah, going deep as they possibly can on it. They don't even know. They were just... I swear, Praise is just playing like the most cheeky mission. You know, they just stood behind them. They didn't even know. Like, they're just kind of trying to shadow them, if you will.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's getting chased. You can take it out. Oh my word.
Just a distractive role, and you know what? I love it. 1,000-fold slash going to come out, though, with Heaven's Retribution there. The Scroll Tsunami's on deck right now into the Stampede. The Devil Beast Rampage playing around the boundaries as well with the God of Mischief there. And we're going to lock it down with more. Mr. Yeet Turtle does have the Agamotto, and they are going to pop it and drop it. So, ready to suck it out with the Maelstrom of Madness coming through. The Generation Domain are bringing in the heals as well. Not going to be able to seal anything out yet. And Mr. Yeet Turtle trying their best to try and phase out of this fight as well. They're taking a ton of punishment here, and they desperately need heals from their teammates.
Desperately needing a little bit of attention from the strategists here, but they are getting forced back for the moment. SPLC starting to run out of steam a little bit, but Praise Salsi actually able to trade it back here. Praise up on the high ground. It has to draw the attention. Sardine is going to get taken out. Praise is doing a ton of work with his DPS Luna. And now we see Hyper as well, still in the fray, dealing a ton of damage as well with that Phoenix. Have to be careful though, Angela. A little bit of a harder target to take out, and a little bit of a harder target to deal with. The mission vehicle still pushing here. SPLC, they need to hold it down. SCSC, all grouped up around the buddy barrier, so they've got a pretty good cover to walk up here.
Brainiac Bouncer coming out as well. Flank Luna. Will they be able to take him out any sooner? See how it goes with the Eternal Bond online. Boundary coming up. Devil Beast Rampage. Swords, it's so close. So far from the Tsunami here. Not going to be able to bring it out this time, but they are going to be able to take him off the map there. Stop, drop, and roll. The carpet rolls out. Chair Knight going to be fighting out as well. So good trade from Hyper there. Do have the dance floor at the ready as well if they need to drown out a bit of time here. This is kind of perfect for SPLC. Praise now raising hell. Oh no! Another delivery!
Oh my word. Carpet Tunnel dropping them out for the environmental KOs there. And that is a deadly spot. Normally you see the Angela in that situation kind of get those environmental KOs. Is that going to be another one?
Oh,
I believe Rowdy just spat Carpet Tunnel off there. So, oh my word. It is a dangerous spot to be just before this second capture point. I have Agamotto in the backside. KO onto Sardine. It's all going down. OT kicks. And the Angela just trying to stay on the mission vehicle because the rest of SCSC can't really touch other than the Devil Dino, but the portal comes just when they need it.
Oh, and the Tsunami comes out, so that's going to be a final KO's drowned out there, and a successful defense coming out from SPLC Panthers here. I love the change of pace coming through from them. They looked in a bit of a tight situation in the beginning. You know, they were facing their fair share of struggles there. Unfortunately, weren't able to kind of decipher them, but they managed to get there when it mattered, when it counted. So, good job from them on their defense. Even seeing a ton of environmental KOs, special deliveries on both sides of the coin there. So add them to the montage, folks, that's for sure. But for now, we will be locking it in with SCSC trying to do their best on the defense now, and SPLC ready to break out.
Ready to break out, and well, for SPLC, it already feels like they were playing a little bit more offensively, Matt. So now this is the side to do it, and of course going to be bringing out the Namor to match toe-to-toe here with Chair Knight. So a little bit of a Namor off, a little bit of Devil Dinoing going on as well, and of course the rest of SPLC kind of keeping it stock standard. You know, going to be admiring the Penny statue there in the back of Spawn.
Yeah, they're gonna, you know, send praise to the god of this map. I respect it, you know, Penny mind. But we are going to be jumping in to the fray now. Mr. U-Turtle almost taken out of play. Escapes just barely from their clutches. And Hyper is looking to see if they can land some clutches of their own, zoning in a bit of damage. And Chair Knight will succeed. Mr. U-Turtle, see you later. Maybe more are going to be sliding forward as well. Praise good with the freeze there. Going to be able to breeze past a couple of them. Maybe not in a second. Forced to fall back out of this one. And we'll see if they can bring more as they shut down the regeneration domain.
Yeah, that's a very fortunate position now for SPLC. They could look to push it up here with that regeneration domain no longer in play. Nobody really going to be getting topped up by the Loki. And I have to give credit there to Juno, keeping Praise up with all of the aggressive shenanigans that Praise has been going for. Ready? There's going to be a moat on the stairs. Little cute little dino. Just kind of chilling out.
Yeah, they're chilling out. Having a time, you know. The best time possible. But we'll see how things go in a second as stress scrub there. Ooh, not going to be able to scrub past them. There's no way. Oh, I liked what Rowdy was trying to do there. They're trying to take the Angela out of the skies to lock in an environmental. And that's the problem. Like, Devil Dinosaur counters out Angela really effectively.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see that Stress is still trying to go for this play, right? Just with the fact that Devil Dino is still up in the mix here. And especially as well that SPLC are playing a lot of characters that can get themselves back up out of a sticky situation, other than, I guess, the Luna's the only one that doesn't really allow that. The rest of them can kind of float back up if they were to get pinned by the Angela. And we'll see a little bit of a fight going on here. Devil Dino scrapping it out, bite for bite. Who's got the deadlier one? It will be Hyper, though, up on the high ground. Has to be careful now that the Angela's going to go unchecked because they lost their Devil Dino and they're losing all of their momentum, Matt.
Yeah, everything being taken away from them there, and they're going to have to find some wind back in their sails sooner rather than later, otherwise the time will be running away from them, Tone. So, see how they hone in on this. Rowdy already target acquired. Stressed Strub, but not going to be able to push them away just yet here. So, see if they regret this one as they've basically switched sides, it would seem. But maybe not for long. They will be onto the end song. Inferno now burning their way through, and the Eternal Bond are trying to pull it in here. Good chomp and stomp, and not going to be able to thwomp away though. Well, they might in a second as they get closer and closer to it, Tone, but they're still fighting hard.
Yeah, still fighting hard and still fighting on. Carpet Tunnel, finding Mr. Yeet Turtle, end song. Well, Juno, you can't really group that one away, unfortunately. The push not going to work on the end song. And, well, end song doesn't really find anything there for Overcooked Bird. They are controlling the space pretty effectively. Proteus coming out from Soulsy, but it doesn't do much. The Devil Dino kind of just eats most of that ultimate here. And Squid's going to be set up. We're still trying to find a position to push here for SPLC. It's going to be Great Heavens Retribution coming down here. Devil Beast Rampage perfectly set up. They're all pinned in place for the Devil Dino to go crazy. Double out of Carpet Tunnel. Maybe a triple to come into play. Praise trying to take the fight against the Phoenix in the background. Praise, you've gone a little bit too far. The rest of the teammates need your help now. Rowdy's still scrapping away here. It's a little bit of a long-wind engagement. Juno happy to help out, and this might be able to be turned on its head for SPLC.
Yeah, could turn it exactly where they want it. CYA in play there, but Rocket's down and maybe out. So, SPLC are doing what they can here to fight through this. Agamotto up top as well. Not going to be able to drop them down, though. Well, they will. SPLC spill ahead of it with the Iron Man and Co. And enjoy the show onto that one. Mr. Landlord just stuck in play. Oh, no! They get zoned down. Oh,
wait, no. The cancel. Oh, my God. He got the cancel, Matt. The snowball.
This is insane.
Oh, my God. He's absolutely going off right now. That snowball cancels the portal, which gives time to SPLC. They've got an extra 2 minutes 30 now on the clock.
Well-earned opportunity, and they will certainly take advantage of it here. And maybe more, but Praise now finds Stress Shrub there, so it looks like the Battle Luna is back on track again here. Hyper in a bit of trouble, still focused on the damage. Oh my goodness, and they will find Overcooked Bird there, so well done for them and theirs. And we're going to see if they can get some extra flair into their play again. Devil Beast Rampage, I feel like it's right around the corner here. Sardine going down, back with the BRB is great, but we'll get great out of the Assassin's Charge. Barge it in and will lock things down. A Sardine going to be the one to fall, though.
Sardine going to be taken out. Praise as well. Two strategists out of play. Devil Beast Rampage here from Rowdy. He'll take 2 off there. That is a huge environmental KO. And Song Inferno goes for the fly. And Juno as well, the boundary. And it's going to be SPLC 2-1. Matt, huge play out of both of the Devil Dinos. Praise with that snowball clutch. That Spider Island had it all.
Yeah, everything you could possibly ask for, you get it. Juno going to be locking in the MVP as well. So, again, it's Juno on the White Fox, on the Luna, or whatever they play. Invisible Woman, as a matter of fact. So, going to be very happy with that one, Tone. And really great job for SPLC to lock it down in 2. So, GG, well played for them and theirs. But Praise is the Hellraiser that I've got my eyes on all throughout that series.
Yeah, 19 final hits, Matt. Very quick one. Oh, okay. Our Observer wants to get out of there quick. Scott, I was going to say, we've been getting into these games pretty quick. But yeah, 19 finals for Praise on the Luna is absolutely absurd to see. And yeah, for the whole team, it was a phenomenal performance there. I have to give credit, though, to SCSC. They definitely had moments of shine as well in that series.
Yeah, they had a lot of great potential, a lot of great moments coming through for themselves. And yeah, I was just impressed at how both teams managed to hold it together. You know, if Praise wasn't able to get that freeze through to cancel the portal, we could have seen an entirely different game. So really insane to think about that. But speaking of things we're thinking about our next series. RHHS Turtles FTV are taking on VNC Wildcats. That's going to be on our screens right after this break, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Marble Rivals Tug 2. From me to you to Tap Tony 2. It's time to break through into yet another series, everybody. And it's going to be RHH Turtles FTV taking on the VNC Wildcats. Tony, you excited?
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams, I believe we've seen them go toe-to-toe before. Matt, you'll probably expect a little bit more energy from me there. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. I look at this and I'm like, these two teams have gone toe-to-toe before. And I feel like this one, again, it's going to be a little bit close. It's going to be a little bit competitive.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's going to be a real competitive. And we're right into the draft, everybody. It's going to be, oh my goodness. It's going to be the whole of Dajalia. Oh my goodness, we've changed direction here, Tony. Looks like they've lost in the memo there, but that's okay. The Hulk going to be banned out first and foremost, and Moon Knight to follow, with Doctor Strange being the first protect here.
Yeah, Doctor Strange being saved here for RHHS.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's Gambit.
Gambit save.
No Star-Lord though. And no Ultron.
Okay. No Moon Knight. I guess you don't really normally see Gambit Moon Knight together. But yeah.
No Moon Knight Gambit, but there is gonna be Rogue and Gambit and no White Fox.
Wow, okay. They're not even letting us like decipher the beds, Matt. Look at it quickly.
Wolverine bed.
Wolverine just like that? Okay.
They're just absolutely chomping their way through those band drafts, Tony. So I love the confidence in this one. But speaking of confidence, it looks like the confidence is going to be put on full display from VNC Wildcats here with the Gambit. Okay, playing in with the Black Cat as well. They got the Protect on the Rogue, but they aren't hovering it, which is kind of interesting. I think they'd go otherwise, but maybe not. Maybe not. Triple Vanguard though, Tone.
Oh my god, that's a cross. Okay, that's two crosshairs. Very off the rip there. Wasn't expecting that.
You're gonna use that now, aren't you?
I might have to borrow that one. Somebody get me in contact with Mr. Sigma. Or Couch Potato. I'm gonna need either of those crosshairs for my road to rates. Matt, of course, as I alluded to, currently sitting at plat, and it has been worrisome, to say the least.
Some might even call it hellish.
Yeah.
Or hell-bent is what your enemies are when they see you in the game. Oh, poor Tony. You'll climb up eventually, don't you worry. You might even face off against some of these players. Who knows? But they're going to face off against each other first in AEL High School Term 2. And ready to see who can pull through in the beginning of this one as Mr. Sigma has eyes on the big target right now, and they are ready to barge in immediately.
Yeah, ready to barge on in. They're going to be holding this pretty close to the corner, so I like the position that they're taking up here for RHHS and the VNC. Of course, now, there's still questions, having the Gambit in play. When do we see them maybe swap to the Rogue? I guess, Devil Dyna's just, good enough for the moment here. And VNC, there's looking to scrap towards the point here. Mock needs to be a little bit careful. Falls back. Soulbond's going to be expended. There's the luxury of having that triple strategist. It's so hard to break through the HP bars here of RHHS.
Yeah, they play a full sustainability composition there, but with sustainability, there's sustainability coming out from Twomp there, able to get the triple KO. Unfortunately, not able to follow up on this one, so going to be a bit unlucky into this portion here, Tone, but we'll see what else they can do in a second here. They will be looking to lock it back in and go Pandemonium on it, as they will force their way back in here.
I'm looking to see if they can maybe take up from the left-hand side of things. Beanstalk it. Almost charged up to that 70% mark on that Fate of Both Worlds. Battery almost up here as well for Cheese. So RHHS expecting the fight to come from that left room. They're pretty ready for it. VNC kind of waited, grouped up there. And now it looks like they might be sent packing here. Going to be seeing the CYA coming out of Couch Potato. Have to be careful of the Black Cat there from Twomp. They will deal with it accordingly. Very strong hold already here from RHS.
Yeah, already going to be getting a lot through that one turn, and we'll be seeing a whole lot more in a second here as well. So we'll be taking it easy, and RHS Turtles, they don't care if they don't have Gambit, it would seem. They're doing a great job on the triple composition right now, just full sport hold. You know, they're just holding on to the mission area, having the time of their lives. They're at the edge of a Karmic Revival as well, so they can sustain through basically anything, and they've already shut down Beam there on the Luna. So this is just a perfect way to disengage the attack before it even starts.
Yeah, it is going to be Sonic Seduction trying to engage the fight once again. We'll see Dance the Butterfly, but it's going to be eaten by the Invisible Boundary, perfectly set up there by Cheese. Now they might have to fall back a little bit. Gambit ultimately going to be coming out for Devil Beast Rampage. I have Agamotto and the Meteor coming out. Breakfast Beats is stunned up and can't really do anything about it, Matt. What a KO setup that was for RHS.
Yeah, going to be the perfect way to set things in motion here. Chwampa continuing as well. Triple KO and looking for more. The Karmic Revival. We talked it up and now it's locked in. They get in position. All team back on deck here and ready to shut down VNC Wildcats. 30 seconds in a dream, Tony. And RHH Turtles are pushing ahead of it right now.
RHS Turtles are pushing it back. The fight reset pays off there onto that Karmic Revival, and it is a KO sweep here. VNCE now 15 seconds left. Schwamp just trying to stall for time, try to get that OT ticker going here. Now Coulson as well, just trying to walk up and touch with the Psylocke. And it is going to be 2-1. Coulson getting pushed off the point. OT though secured. So time is there for VNC to get on and touch.
Time is there, Portal's there, they've lost Gambit early though, and now more to follow. No one's close enough! They push them away from the mission area, and that's going to be a full hold defense locked in by RHS Turtles FTV. And they break free of that one. Wow, what an incredible start here on Hall of Jalia. And they're looking to see if they can run it back on their own attack here. I mean, all they have to do is basically breathe on the mission area, and the game is done.
Yeah, that was a impressive hold. Unfortunate as well there from VNC. They tried to portal back, but the portal, it didn't quite reach as deep as they probably needed to get back on there. So, props to RHS. That was a super solid hold, and now we're seeing a very interesting composition, Matt. They're going for triple Vanguard, triple Strategist here. I would have thought this would be brought to play in the defense, but I guess, you know, you could look to wield it here on this attacking side as well.
30 seconds before you attack.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely still value behind it. You know, you don't see it as often on attacking side of things, but if you want to just keep yourself in a fight and just keep yourself kind of running it and cutting it, then you can definitely find value there. Interesting, we saw for a second there a semblance of the old Asgardians team up between Thor, Hela, and Loki there. Unfortunately, don't get the basically infinite reses coming through from that when Hela gets KOs anymore, but they're still going to be playing Hela and Loki at least. So interesting to see Hela played into focus here. Obviously not having access to Deep Wrap team up with no Namor there, so going to be unfortunate for them, but they're still going to be alright for the moment. Looks like they are going through the side room right now, putting down the armor generation as well, and going to do more from there. Squiddy also focused up on the doppelgangers is a good start, but Schwab shut down first is going to be an even better start, Tony. And RHS, they're looking to see if they can force them out more.
They're going to push them off, and finally we'll get to see the rope, but no Gambit in play here. It feels weird, a little bit of mismatch here from VNC Wildcats, and now they're getting dragged away from the point there. The Hella's going to be taken out. VNC will also lose their Emma. This is looking good for RHS. They're slowly staggering these KOs into their favor. It's a double from Squidly on the Devil Beast here. It is going to be a drag away. Sigma takes the final KO, and it is RHHS, Matt, in very quick succession in that first one.
Wow, blink and you'll miss it, Tony. And they will be able to entirely zone out that map. What a incredible start to the series there. RHHS will be able to just rip their way through. So fantastic start on all of Jalia. MVP going to be a Pandemonium. And they are going to be Pandemonium in and out of game there. So never going to be the same after that one, that's for sure, Tone. Fantastic work, fantastic efforts coming through from both of these sides here. So well done, well played.
Yeah, well done, well played, super solid there. And it feels interesting. We get to see Hall of Dajalia there first. Not what we're normally used to seeing, of course, domination. Normally in the pool, but of course,
they just had a bit of a mix-up on the interpretation.
A little bit of a
there.
mix-up,
They were meant to go to Bernard to Charlotte, but that's okay.
Hey, we got something a little bit exciting, at least for the series, you know?
It's something different. That's okay. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. But you know what else is going to be figured out, Tony? We are going to Convoy for the second map, so they've got that part right. Yes.
Really? I thought we were going back to Dom. I was like, let's go back to Dom.
No. You know what would be funny if this went to 3 maps and then we ended up on domination as the last map. So we go back to front. Yeah.
Honestly, that feels really fitting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the script flipped in that way. But in this way, we are moving on to map 2 in a second. Our teams are ready on Araco. So without further ado, Tony, let's get to it.
Yeah, Krakoa here. Going to be a fun one. Araco Convoy. And there's a lot of cheese you can bring to play here. We normally see a lot of flyers being brought to the play. And, double HS. Turtles FTW. Going to take away the Gambit. Devil Dino. Feels like we've returned to a little bit of normalcy here, Matt.
Yeah, the Ultron Protect is a little bit out of sorts, but that's okay. I think that definitely has value as well. You know, the Rage of Ultron into the current state of the game is very powerful, very impressive piece of tech there. You can really put to good use. So keen to see what they can abuse with it, as the Moon Knight will be locked in. So maybe you could see Groot locked out in response from RHHS Turtles FTV here. I'm curious, what they seek out in this one. Invi is actually going to be taken out, though, by VNC in the meanwhile. Yeah,
Invi's pretty hard character to deal with. Groot going to also be taken out of the picture, especially with the fact that VNC locked in the Moon Knight. Feels, very counterplay-esque from both of these teams right now in the ban draft, and that's what you want to see. Teams really thinking hard about how they want to combat these next few plays here in this whole map overall. Strange going to be saved here. RHHS going to have the luxury of portaling back to point if a fight goes awry. And well, for VNC, what is this lock here? There's a lot of things still up. Rocket, probably not a bad shout here, potentially. Ooh, Wolverine.
Wolvie.
Okay.
Now, Wolvie on Araco is one of the most terrifying things you can bring out. You know, you think back to your MRI preseason JFT against Kanga, and you think about Joji and what they were able to do on that one. And, the story writes itself with the last stand there, that's for sure. But Magneto going to be sealed away this time, so won't see any Meteor M's onto this one. And any Bulwark Shields and the like as well. But one last ban for RHHS here. What will it be? They lock out the Black Cat. Ooh. Not going to be able to get our mobile melee-based duelist this time. And we are seeing the hovers come through as well. Schwab, hovering torch. That's not the Primal Flame team up. Wrong flame hero.
That's the wrong flame there. Phoenix, of course, is available, so Trump, if you want to help your boy America out, you can bring that Primal Flame team up to play, but I don't think America's going to be sitting on the wall for too long. Of course, with the Double Dino up, you may as well bring it to play here, but for RHHS, a little bit of an interesting one, especially with the fact that Rocket's been left up. They saved Ultron. And we're going to be seeing a... is that strategist pull here from off as well? So, okay, RWHS rocking with the triple with the fact that they have the Ultron in play. And we're going to be seeing Emma Hulk as their Vanguard surrounded out. VNC are going to be running the Rogue, Matt, but it feels so out of place now that that Gambit's not there.
Yeah, it feels so out of sorts. Like, normally the only place you'd see Rogue is paired with a Gambit in today's state of the game. But no, we're seeing Rogue locked in right now from Kamnor here. Very keen to see what they can do with it. Mr. Sigma bringing out another different crosshair, Tony.
Yep, red
I feel like they've got a different crosshair for every hero, and I kind of respect the creativity coming out.
Yeah, big. And just one solid color. I respect it. I'm glad you can't, like, I guess put two colors in your crosshair, because, yeah, that would.
They'd have a rainbow crosshair.
Rainbow crosshair. It looked cool, but it definitely, like, hurt my head a little bit if I had to see that.
Same here. You wouldn't know where to look, Tony. Yeah. But we are going to see Chwomp already locking away at Couch Potato there, so that's a good start. Moth also just holding things down, getting some upgrades on the fadeaway as well. Ooh, maybe could be more. I like how Squiddy is doing what they can on that Daredevil as well. You know, really just trying to assist their team here, but not going to be able to prime up just yet, Tony. Still, a lot more to work on at this stage of the game.
Now, VNC are actually forcing RWHS back pretty far. Because not even the mission vehicle or the mission tree is not even like the halfway pushed here. So it's interesting to see RWHS actually opt to give up all of that space. They will break that arc here with the Ultron in play. Get those healing drones out. That BRB's in a pretty interesting spot. Broke down to low HP. Will actually get taken out by Moth, and now Squidly happy to fight back for that space now that they've found that initial pick.
Yeah, looking to fight for it in close contention there. Mr. Sigma as well, trying to zone out the Human Torch here. So Chwomp going to be in trouble. Hits the rubble. Great from Pandemonium. Punching away. Double in play and looking for more around the corner. They might just get it. Maybe regret it here. They're still fighting. Somehow, some way, Kamnor goes down. And it's a triple and a delay. But they're going to be happy to take it away, Tone.
Happy to take it away. Do have the breaker available for Pandemonium. Looking to get on top of the NC, and they're going to have to take a little bit of a different approach. Trump having to go out through the right-hand door. And we see 6 ultimates all up here for RWHS and Squiddy. On top of the strategist there in the back line. Opts to go away. Banhammer comes out. Moth trying to dish out a little bit of punishment here with this strat pool, and it does a little bit for its troubles, and Squidly gonna have to grab back onto that wall there because there is a Khonshu at his feet.
Yeah, Khonshu gonna be down low, but it runs its course, and the dance floor is now getting the feet moving there and dancing away. Gonna see Supernova coming out, and more with the Psionic Seduction there. The Rage is coming through as well into the CYA. You ready? Try and play this one in a super proportion, but I like the reaction from RWHS here. They don't look to overcook on this one. They're still just taking it slow and calculated, and it's paying dividends. They've already found breakfast pizza on the Jeff, and they'll find another one to boot.
Yeah, another KO to boot here. Chwomp at least able to find one back on Mr. Sigma, so Ultron out of play. We're gonna have to keep the rest of the strategist healthy here. Breakfast pizza going for a spawn. It's Jeff, and it is going to be a swallow up there. Emma taking out. Environmental KO spat out there, but the rest of RWHS immediately pounce on the opportunity to trade that KO back.
Yeah, we'll immediately try to press up into this one and give it their absolute best here. Will they be able to break in? Oh, good slam, and Chwomp trying to see if they can break in. A World Breaker could be online, and with the Hulk smash in play here. Pandemonium trying their best to punch their way through. Doppelgangers going down as well. Mr. Sigma at the ready. They all blow up like confetti now, Tony. OT time, VNC might be shut out.
Yeah, looking a little bit worrisome for VNC right now. Side seduction available for Cheese if they need it. But I don't think they will. Just clearing out this point slowly. Cap trying to stall here. Colson's just jumping around, using that movement that Cap can go for. And, well, he's stalled it out successfully. The rest of the team's now back here. But Side seduction, as I said here, available for Cheese, will pull them off of the mission vehicle. Again, that Cap is still being menacing. Is going to be a little bit of a quick 1-2 punch there from Cheese. Well, that's worrisome for VNC, man. Only 67 meters here on that push.
Yeah, only going to be not much, to say the least, Tony. It's going to be a slow and steady one on this one. We'll see if VNC will be able to, I guess, run things back and have a resurgence, albeit with no Mantis, but they might not need it, as they are going to be looking to lock in their heroes once again. I don't know, they can try and make changes here, like they're playing into Penny this time around, which could be better, maybe, but still facing their fair share of difficulties onto this one, Tony.
They're going to be facing... What the Payne Brothers can bring that couch potato onto the thing. The Payne Brothers for RWHS here on the attack side, VNC. I like that the fact that they've gone for the Adam Warlock, right? Allow that resurrection to potentially come through. The Karmic Revival could be very helpful on this defense as well. Penny can be brought to play. So a lot of defensive options being brought to play here for VNC, and they're going to need it. Chomp just gonna go for a little bit of a stare down with the Ultra on there, Mr. Sigma. Gonna have to be on guard here. Schwamp might be marking him.
Yeah, might be marking him. Maybe looking to wreck things before they can even be built into perspective here. Squiddy scouting ahead again. I like that they're kind of thinking things through here, you know, looking to just do what they can. But speaking of, it is going to be the webs coming out to lock them in place for a second. Catch Potato ready to charge, barge in. Vulnerability going to be pushed forward. Squiddy the first to fall though, so great from Breakfast Pizza here. And they're looking to catch more where that came from. Ponage Pounder could come in clutch from Moth onto this one though. If they do lock it in onto that ultimate, there is also the final exam available. They want to get more done with it. Oh, here it is. Fastball special team up. Squiddy's ready, Tony, and they got the Punch Brothers with them.
Yeah, the Punch Brothers, the Payne Brothers. Only hurt is going to be felt here for VNC, and oh, Squiddy using that that Wolverine pretty effectively, getting some good movement in. Mr. Sigma actually going to be isolating that first KO. Squiddy follows up with a quick second here, and RWHS are just walking it forward. They can claim all the space, and they continue to find these KOs. Nothing really VNC can do. And the fastball special scoops him up. Now there's one player left to deal with. It is going to be the White Fox there on the mission vehicle, and I don't even think they have time to portal. They're going to attempt to trying to get them on here, but that mission vehicle's pushing it a little bit too fast, Matt. And RWHS will lock it down.
We'll lock it down, and we'll be confident as ever, Tony. So, going to be very happy with how things played out onto this one. And it will be a swift 2-0 victory. Moth taking away the MVP on the strat pool as well. So, gotta love it. You know, high impact, high stakes. They did a great job.
Yeah, not every day we get to see the strat pool either. So, cool to see a little bit of experimentation here from the team. And, well, for RWHS as well, I was just kind of overall impressed, right? A lot of coordinated team play, a lot of great calls, and yeah, unfortunately for VNC, just I feel like they were trying to do a lot of things at once, is realistically what I saw from them there.
Yeah, it was a bit like too explosive, you know, they were trying to do too much all at once and maybe less focused on achieving one outcome, and I guess that's just too many different ideas kind of being put together in a blender, and yeah, it unfortunately all came a bit unraveled and awry there, so unlucky for them and theirs, but gonna be happy days for the RWHS Turtles FTV roster there, so good job to them and theirs. But speaking of good jobs, Tony, that is going to be the conclusion of our game. So we do want to say a big shout out to our sponsors. We do say a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. So big shout out to them and theirs.
And of course, a big shout out as well goes to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high spec to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need.
That they do. What I need right now is a bowl of Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to each and every one of our sponsors. You know them, you love them, and we appreciate their support. And if you want to support this year competition and all the others, make sure you check out AU Esports League on all of our various social medias there, whether that be X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You know it. We're on it. And make sure you check it out. And you can see all of the highlights from our various competitions there. So definitely check it out. But speaking of checking out, we are going to be checking out of the day, everybody. I want to say a big shout out to each and every one of you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to bring you the Term 2 Marvel Rivals action here for AEL High School. But we'll be back again, same time, same place in the next one next week. So don't miss it. Otherwise, you're going to regret it. The game's going to be great, all right? We'll see you on the other side of the time stream. Have a good one.